Have you ever witnessed a master manipulator flip a script so flawlessly that you actually have to applaud their sheer, unadulterated audacity? That is exactly what Hayley Hamilton just did. We all knew she was a calculating gold digger, but framing an innocent man for a murder she is actively committing, that takes a special kind of evil. Hayley has just pulled the most diabolical, manipulative, and borderline genius move of her entire career, and the people paying the ultimate price are Andre Richardson and Danny Dupree. Let us set the stage and do a quick recap of the absolute madness that just unfolded at Garland Memorial. Bill Hamilton is lying in a hospital bed, recovering from multiple heart attacks and a freshly implanted pacemaker. We, the audience, know the dark truth. Hayley has been slowly poisoning him to collect his massive $10 million life insurance policy. But what happens when Andre Richardson walks into that hospital room to set some firm, necessary boundaries regarding his wife? Bill, arrogant and smug as ever, starts taunting Andre. He pushes Andre's buttons, bragging about Danny's lingering feelings and her rushing to his bed. Naturally, the tension skyrockets, and Bill's heart monitor starts beeping frantically. And who walks in right at that precise, damning moment? Hayley Hamilton. Hayley does not just ask Andre to leave the room. She orchestrates a masterclass in psychological warfare. She looks at that spiking heart monitor, listens to the rapid beeping, and immediately realizes she has been handed the perfect scapegoat on a silver platter. Hayley outright blames Andre for trying to kill Bill by provoking him. She threatens to file a massive lawsuit against Andre for intentional injury or worse, indirect attempted murder via verbal abuse. She claims she will use the heart monitor data as concrete, undeniable medical evidence that Andre's presence and aggressive words nearly caused a fatal. It is diabolical. Think about the sheer brilliance of this move from a villain's perspective. Hayley is the one who gave Bill the poisoned green smoothie. She is the one who pushed him to do extreme cardio to accelerate his demise. She is the one desperate for him to die so she can flee to St. Bart's is a wealthy widow. But with Caroline Lee and the hospital staff hovering around, Hayley's timeline was in serious jeopardy. By threatening to send Andre to jail for stressing a dying man, she completely shifts the spotlight away from her own talk. If Bill's heart gives out now, the narrative will not be that Hayley poisoned. The narrative will be that Andre Richardson's violent verbal assault pushed a fragile, recovering man over the edge. She is literally washing her hands of murder before the victim is even dead. But Hayley does not stop at legal threats inside the hospital wall. She takes her venom straight to the country club to confront Danny Dupree publicly. Picture this scene, the elite of Fairmont Crest watching as Hayley publicly humiliates the glamorous Danny Dupree. Hayley aggressively accuses Danny of enabling a man with violent tendencies. She looks Danny dead in the eye and says that Danny's own indecisiveness, her lingering obsession with her ex-husband is what drove Andre absolutely crazy. Hayley claims that Andre, pushed to the brink by Danny's emotional infidelity, went to the hospital to vent his rage on a dying. If Bill dies, his blood is on both of your hands. Those were the exact implications Hayley was throwing around. Let us pause and analyze the sheer, devastating weight of that statement. Hayley is weaponizing Danny's deepest, darkest insecurities. Danny is already drowning in an ocean of guilt because she knows the truth. She did sleep with Bill in that elevator during the terrifying tornado. She did accidentally call Bill her husband in front of her entire family at the hospital. Hayley does not even know the full extent of Danny's betrayal yet, but her accusations hit the absolute bullseye of Danny's guilty conscience. Hayley is using Danny's own guilt as a weapon to destroy her reality. This brings us to the most tragic fallout of this entire ordeal, Danny's severe psychological fracture. Instead of standing fiercely by her husband's side and defending his character, Danny begins to crack under the pressure. She is caught in an agonizing, impossible tug of war. On one hand, she is desperately worried about Bill's failing health and the reality that she might lose him forever. On the other hand, she is terrified of Andre facing baseless, yet incredibly persuasive legal accusations that could ruin his life. But here is the absolute kicker. The moment that truly breaks your heart, Danny actually starts to doubt Andre. Why would Danny doubt the man who has been nothing but devoted? Why would she believe the lies of a woman she openly despises? Because we have to remember the context of Andre's recent behavior. Andre has been incredibly paranoid, stressed, and on edge. He has been receiving mysterious, terrifying text messages, soon, turn around, gotcha, from an unknown stalker linked to his dark past in Europe. He received that creepy anonymous bottle of 2018 Louis Broussard champagne. Danny sees this tension radiating from him. When Hayley paints a picture of an unhinged, jealous husband going to the hospital to attack his rival, a dark seed of doubt plants itself in Danny's. She begins to ask herself a dangerous question. Did Andre actually do something terrible behind my back? Was the immense pressure of my past with Bill finally too much for him to bear? This suspicion is the fatal blow to their marriage. Danny does not just ask Andre what happened to clear the air. She demands that Andre stay away from Bill at all costs. She issues a harsh ultimatum based entirely on the manipulative lies of a gold-digging sociopath. For Andre, this is the ultimate betrayal of trust. He went to the hospital to protect their marriage, to set boundaries, and to tell Bill to back off once and for all. Instead, he was taunted and mocked by the man who secretly slept with his wife. And now, his own wife is looking at him like he is a violent monster. The foundation of their relationship is crumbling right before our eyes. Let us talk about Andre's emotional state right now, because it is utterly heartbreaking. He is completely isolated. The trust that formed the bedrock of his marriage is burning to the ground. He is dealing with a mysterious stalker from France who is actively hunting. He has absolutely no idea that his wife slept with her ex-husband in a moment of panic. And now he is being framed for attempted murder by a woman who is literally poisoned. Andre has never been more alone in his entire life. The suffocating irony of this situation is that Andre is the only innocent party in this devastating love triangle, yet he is the one paying the highest emotional and social price. From a legal standpoint, can Hayley actually win a lawsuit for indirect attempted murder via verbal abuse? Probably not. Any smart lawyer, even Tomas Navarro, would argue that proving words caused a heart attack in a court of law is incredibly difficult, especially when the patient already has a documented history of cardiac issues. But that is not the point. The point is the PR nightmare it creates. Andre was just hired as the official campaign photographer for Martin Richardson's congressional run. A high-profile lawsuit, police investigations, and leaked hospital monitor data would destroy Andre's professional reputation. It would sabotage Martin's political campaign, drag the entire Dupree and Richardson families through the mud, and tarnish Danny's fashion brand. Hayley knows she does not need to win in a courtroom. She just needs to win in the court of public opinion to ruin their lives. Here is the brilliant twist perspective that makes Hayley's move so incredibly dangerous. This is not just about punishing Andre or humiliating Danny in front of the country club elite. This is about total isolation. Hayley needs Bill completely isolated so she can finish administering her untraceable poison without. Caroline Lee already ruined her first attempt by calling 911 when Bill collapsed in the office. Danny has been hovering around the hospital demanding to see Bill and constantly getting in the way. By creating this massive legal and emotional explosion, Hayley forces Danny to stay away to protect Andre from further legal scrutiny. She successfully builds an impenetrable fortress around Bill's hospital bed, leaving him entirely at her mercy. She is using the legal system as a shield to commit murder. So, where does this leave our characters as we move forward? Danny's crushing guilt and misplaced suspicion have officially shattered her marriage to the best man she has ever known. Andre is backed into a terrifying corner, fighting unseen enemies from his past and a very real, venomous enemy in the present. He is losing his wife, his reputation, and his sanity. And Hayley? She is sitting pretty, holding the metaphorical syringe, while everyone else fights her battles for her. It makes you wonder, will Danny wake up from her guilt-ridden fog and realize she is being played before Hayley finishes the job? Will Andre be forced to uncover the truth about the poison and the devastating reality of the elevator affair just to save himself from going to prison? One thing is absolutely certain. The gates of Fairmont Crest are hiding some truly deadly secrets. And when this powder keg finally explodes, there will be no survivors left unscathed. The psychological warfare has reached its peak, and we are here for every single second of it. Keep your eyes peeled, because this storyline is about to deliver the shock of a lifetime.